Okay. So yesterday we understood about the while loop and the for loop, right? Okay. So today we'll try to understand about the little bit extension to that one, that is list comprehension, which is very important one and regularly used like a concept, I can say. Okay. Okay. So what is this list comprehension? Okay. So if at all if you want to write something like this, let's say if I ask you to calculate the squares of your numbers in a list. Okay, see, output also has to be a list. Okay, what do? You have to write a for loop again, and you have to for I in that list, and again we have to write colon, and in the next line, x equal to x in x square. Like that, we have to write that code, right? So instead of writing that multiple lines, we can achieve the same functionality within a single line. That is what we call it as a list comprehension. That is a just short form of that approach, actually, I can say. Okay, so let me tell you the basic syntax of that one. And we have different forms in that one. We'll try to understand one by one form in that. Okay. So what is the advantage of this list comprehension? It reduces the boilerplate code. That means number of lines it can reduce. Okay, efficiency, of course, compared to the traditional loops, actually little bit faster, I can say. Okay. And since the number of lines are less, right, the code looks like neat and clean actually. Okay, so these are the advantages. So the syntax, coming to the syntax, we need to write the expression that you wanted to do, that expression for item in that iterable object we need to take. Okay, this is the basic syntax. Basic syntax. Okay. So expression, remember the syntax, expression for, see, just for loop only. If you understand for loop, then this is very easy. So only thing is we are just writing everything in a list actually here. That's it. That is only the difference. But in a single line here. Okay. So let me tell you one example here. So if I ask you to calculate the squares of first 10 numbers, if that is a requirement, how do you do that when using for loop? For I in range of 1 to 10, square means like x into x you will take. So you'll store that into one intermediate variable, and finally you'll append that one to the list. That's what you're going to do, right? Okay, see, let me write it down here so that you'll understand it in a better way. Okay, so let me take a new file, new Python. So if I ask you to calculate the squares of first 10 numbers, then how do you do that one? Tell me. You know for loop, you know if condition, you know range function. Now tell me with that knowledge. For I in range of what I
1
will
to
take
10.
is here 1 to, let's say, 10 I'm taking
10.
here. Okay. I in, right? Okay. Now colon. Now tell me. So what I will do is if I'm asking you to store that in a list. I wanted to store that result in a list. So for that one, what I'm taking is, yeah, I'm just taking empty list here. So empty list, how do you take it? You'll represent like this only, right? Or list of
Yeah.
also you can write it. List of function also. Okay. So I'm just trying to write it. Okay. Now numbers will get here. Now what we need to do? Let's say x equal to I into I, right? So if I
Yes.
ask I into I or like this one, directly we can write I star star 2. Both are same only, right? Both are same only, right?
No, I star star 2.
Yeah, we can take this one or I into I also we can take it, right? I into I is I square only, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So after that, what I need to do is I wanted to append this data to this list. I wanted to
Shiva,
this data I wanted to insert into this particular list. How do we do that one?
Shiva, I star star 2 means I square, right? It's
I square, correct,
exponential form, right? Yeah.
correct, correct. Exponential format. You can
Yeah.
use I into I also, no problem. Anything, both are same only.
Mm-mm.
Uh, L1 dot. Now, if I want to insert this data into this list, what do you do? L1 dot. What is that method we have to use?
Ins
Uh,
append
Insert method will take the index also, but if at all if you want to add
append,
the
right?
values, append we need to write it. Okay, I'm simply appending x to that. That's it. Now finally I have to come out, sorry, I have to come out of this loop and I wanted to print this, print
L1.
that L1. That's it. Okay, this is what I wanted to do. See here, what is happening here? 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, all these. See, instead of writing all these things, actually, what I'm doing is I can write the same thing in a simpler way. Okay, so let me try to write down that one here. So squares equal to, squares equal to, you can take any variable name, no problem at all here. Okay, directly inside a list. Now, so x star star 2 I'm taking here. Okay, for um for I, sorry, for x in x, right, we need to take for x in that range function we need to take it. That's it. Because we are storing that value in a x here. This is an expression. This is what the syntax I told you. Expression we need to write for I in that iterator we need to take it. That's what I told you right here. I'm telling you. See, for I item I'm taking as I here. So in iterable object. That is what I've written here. Okay. I in range of 1 comma 10 here. That's it. Okay. If you want to print this one, so print of this particular squares list, I'm just trying to take it here and print this one. See, which, oh, printer. Sorry. Mm. Now execute this one. See, so this output and this output both are same, right? Same or not? Here we have written actually, I can say only one line. Here I've written actually for 3 to 4 lines. Now which one is easy? This one is easy. This one is easy. Both are ultimately concept is same actually. But this is simpler way to write the simple expressions. Okay. So generally we follow this one, guys, in real time as well. I use this like many times. Many times. Okay.
The same we can use for triple dictionaries, everything, anything, right?
Yeah, list comprehension, and we also have other concepts actually. Set comprehension, dictionary comprehension is also there, but there are some limitations. Mostly we use list comprehension only. We don't go with the other data type comprehensions.
Okay.
As far as my knowledge, like only list comprehension is used mostly. Even other comprehensions like tuple comprehension, set comprehension, you have that dictionary comprehension as well. I have never used it, to be frank. Okay.
Like we can use if else, right? Also, right?
Yeah. I'm going
Right?
to tell you that one as well.
Okay.
How to apply the filter on top of this one, how to use the if else block in this particular square brackets. I'm going to tell you that one as well. Okay, so this is first syntax case. Okay, so we have one more approach. I mean, one more for I can say we can little bit extend this one. So the meaning of that one is we can filter the values based on some condition. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you here is expression for item in iterable. If this condition is matches, then only try to take that values. Otherwise, don't take that. Okay, so for my requirement, let's say I wanted to print actually only even numbers within that range, within that 10 or 20 values. How do you take it actually? Even underscore numbers equal to within. Hmm, come on, help me. Expression first what we need to write here? Expression we need to write it. Expression means expression means
I modular 2 equal
I modulus 2, I percentile 2 equal to
equal
equal to
0
0. Okay, this we have to take as an expression or condition.
expression.
Expression or condition.
This is the
If this
condition.
condition true,
Condition.
Okay.
this we have to take as a condition. Okay,
Condition.
so what I wanted to take is if I'm taking here simply.
Mhm.
Okay, and now before that one, I need to write as is one. We know, right? Okay, so first I'm writing for, okay, I in range of, okay, 1 comma 10 I'm taking here. I have to give the space here. Now, what do you want to do to that one? If that is there, what do you want to do then? I just wanted to print I right here. That's it. That is my expression. That's it. See, if you want to write, let's say, only even number squares I wanted to do, then in that case, star 2. Oh, sorry. Star 2. That is okay. Even number squares. Can I take like this? Yeah, happily you can take that one. So let me print this one. So print of even numbers. I'm just taking here. Okay, let me execute this one. See, what are all the even numbers between 1 to 5, 1 to 10? You'll get 2, 4, 6,
6,
and the
8.
8. That's it. Because the end number is exclusive, right? That is the reason why, like 10 we are not getting. See how simple it is. If you want to write the same thing using that using traditional loops and conditions, then we have to write again if condition inside this for loop and all, right? Instead of writing that one, we can write it in a single line. See, these are all shorthand forms only, guys. Actually, see, ultimately concept is same. Short way of writing this logic. That's it. I can say. Clear?
When we want to store in list only, we have to use the short forms, right?
Correct. If you want to store it in a tuple format, I'm not sure really it is going to store or not, but I'll just try to show you here. See, generator object it has created. Okay, so mostly I'm telling you, we will use actually the list only, 90% of the cases. Okay, if at all, if your output is you're expecting is in a list format. Syntax is also very simple. You don't get confusion here. Just try to write like one by one. You just need to remember this like syntax little bit. This one. That's it. That's it. Nothing complex here. One more form is also one more variation is also there here. So if at all if you want to write ternary operation, right? Ternary operation you guys know, right?
Yes.
True value if condition becomes true, else false value, right? So that also we can write it here. Ternary operator combination with for loop indirectly. This is also one of the other form of this list comprehension, I can say. Okay, so let me tell you this example only here. Okay, same thing I'm trying to take here, but in a different way here. That's it. So let me take this one. See, result equal to even. You know the ternary operator, right? How does it work actually? If this condition,
Condition.
okay, so true condition we need to take. True if this condition evaluates to true. True value if the condition evaluates to true. Okay, else false value will take it. This we know already. Just try to combine this one with the for loop. That's it. Nothing more than that here. Okay, for x in range of 1 comma 6. Okay, or 1 comma 10 I'm taking here for your understanding. Then what will happen? If the value is actually satisfying here, okay, so what will happen? I'll tell you here. So for every value, it will go and execute this particular condition. Okay, first it will take 1. Okay, so for the first iteration, it will go and check the condition. 1% L2 equal to 0. Condition true, false. False means odd.
But
Okay, so 2 it will take. Condition is becoming true. True means even. Left side will be executed. So like that,
what
ternary operator, I'm just trying to combine with my for loop. That's it.
what will be the result output here? Even it will display.
Even, odd, even, odd, even, odd, even, like that you'll get.
Okay.
Okay. So print of that result I'm taking here. Okay. Now let me execute this. See, odd, even, odd, even, odd, even, odd, even.
Can we place if else after range like the above sixth cell?
This is the syntax we need to follow, guys. We cannot change it.
The above one you said like that syntax
This is the condition for filtering, right?
no.
This is for filtering.
Mhm.
Okay. I mean, you can try. I'm not sure it is going to work or not, but you can try from your end. So this is simple if condition here, but this is actually ternary operator right here.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So that is, if at all, if you want to take the inner like multiple for loops, right? You can go ahead and use that one as well. So mostly we don't use that, but if at all, if you want to use that, you can use it, no problem. Okay. So that is about the list comprehension, guys. This is very important, and take some examples from the ChatGPT and try to practice it. Okay. So this is the syntax. Um, okay. So we are good with this one. So moving on to the next concept. Before I move on to that one, any questions so far? So far, so good.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. The next damn important topic is, and very easy topic is functions. Without functions, there is no project, I can say. Okay. At least you have to understand the basic syntaxes. Let's say you got selected for one of the project. So the project is already implemented. Okay. Then what if they have like written like a hell lot of functions inside your Databricks? You should be able to understand it, right? At least. Okay. So for that, we need to have knowledge. Even for writing the coding as well, like we need to have the knowledge and the functions. That important it is. Okay. So moving on. I'll start from the basics actually. Okay. So we'll go slowly. Don't worry. I don't go by the other way. Okay. So we'll go quickly. Slowly. Now in mathematics, we have seen, right? The functions in our childhood days. Okay. F of x equal to x square plus 4x minus 3, like x square minus 4, like that. We've seen some functions, right? So how do we used to, like how it get executed in the backend? I mean, when you pass some value, let's say f of x equal to 2, I'll pass here. What will happen here? What will happen?
Sorry, sure. Can you come again?
No, f of 2 means 2 square plus 4 into 2 minus 3, right? That's what we used to do, right? That's what we used to do, right? Let's say f
Yeah.
of 5 I'm taking here. Okay.
5 will pass under X.
I square.
5 will be passed to the function definition right here. See, f
Yeah.
of x is a function actually. Okay. And the function logic is this one. And if you pass any value to that function, actually, it will get replaced here and it will try to evaluate that value. Okay. F of 5 equal to 5
5
square
square plus 20
plus
minus 3.
4 into 5
5
minus 3.
minus 3.
Okay. So whatever the value, so let's consider you're getting some value, XYZ value, no problem. Okay. So same concept we'll try to do in Python as well. That's it. Why I'm comparing this one is like ultimately the concept is same. Whether you're doing it in mathematics or Python or some other programming language, concept is same. Okay. Now what do we call this one actually?
X.
This one we call it as a function logic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What is this one actually? Function variable?
F of X function.
Function variable. Okay. Same concept, we'll try to take it here. Okay, now let me move on here. So keep that points in mind. So why we have to write actually functions in Python? First of all, you tell me.
To reusable.
Exactly. hmm Let me erase this one, guys. 1 second. Now let me tell you one requirement. So I have data engineering point of view. I'm talking here because ultimately we are going to understand that one on the right. Okay. So from one of these source actually, I keep getting CSV files. Okay, what they will do is they'll place the files in some location from S3 location or some ADLS Gen2 location in Azure. Okay, and we have to read that file and we have to load that data into some table. That's my regular activity actually. We get the file, we have to read that file and we have to load that into target table. That's my requirement. Okay, so I have one more requirement. I have another source actually. So that source is Oracle database. So from that also I have to read the data. I have to write that data into my target table, into Databricks tables, I can say. Okay. So in first requirement, in first source actually, I have like, I might be getting like 200 files every day. Every day 200 files. Even in the database also, I have to read like 150 tables. Now, for all 200 files, for all 150 tables actually, from Oracle side, you will write like every time spark dot read dot like text of or CSV of that file name. So every time for every file, you're going to write that one, that piece of code.
No.
See, what I'm trying to say here is, okay, let me tell you in Spark, how do we write, if at all, if you want to read any CSV file, right? Now, what we do is Spark dot, I know we haven't completed this topic, but I'm just telling you at high level. Okay. Spark dot read dot. Okay. If it is CSV file, CSV will take CSV here, or format of CSV also we can take, anything is okay. CSV of that file path we need to pass here. If you are getting 200 files, do we need to write this command 200 times? Today
No.
it may be 200, tomorrow it may be 500, right? This is repeated activity or not?
True.
So in that case, actually, if you want to minimize this activity, what I will do is I'll just try to read the file name, and I'll create a function which reads actually data from CSV file and load that data into the target table. I'll pass file path and target table as an input to this particular function as a parameters. That's it. So that function performs like your whatever the requirement you have. So it will definitely perform that. It definitely fulfill that. So if at all, if you want to do repeated activity in your project, in your coding part, I can say, then we have to create a function. Generally for reading the files, writing to the table. Let's say, I'll tell you one small example recently which we have done. So from the source actually, after in the column name actually at the end we are getting the numbers. Let's say column 1, column 2, column 3. This is what I'm getting actually from the source. Okay. So I mean, since I've taken here column 1, column, let's say I'm taking employee table as an example here. Employee name 1. Okay. Employee number 1. Okay. So salary 1. At the end of the column, you're getting that numbers. Source is sending in that way. I cannot control that one. Source team also cannot control that one. So they have that limitation actually. In their tool, they have that limitation. They cannot take out these numbers. So they're sending the files with this structure, and they asked us to handle this one scenario. It's very easy. Simply whatever we have to use the regular expression. Okay, at the end, if it's identifying any number, simply cut it. Trim it. Simply trim it, any number. That is what this is the repeated activity. See, I have like hundreds of files in my project. Every file may have like hundreds of columns, of course. So I cannot do every time for column 1 separate operation, column 2 separate operation, column 3 separate operation. I cannot do that one. I have to create a common function which can trim that number at the end of the column name. That's a repeated activity, I can say. Okay, so in that case, we have to write the function. It's a piece of code, that's it. It's a block of code, I can say. Okay. So until you call the functions, they will not get executed. I'll tell you the meaning of that one. Okay. So let me talk about let me try to write actually a simple function so that you will understand in a better way. All right. Okay, so first let me talk about the function characteristics also. So every function has a name, definitely, of course. Okay. Uh, Without name also we can create a function. Those functions we call it as a anonymous functions or lambda functions. I'll talk about that one also if you are done with this topic today. Okay. And function may or may not have parameters. That is, there is a 0 or more I mentioned here. Okay. Function may or may not have parameters. I'll talk about what exactly mean by that parameter meaning. Okay, so function has docstring. Docstring is nothing but what that function does. Okay, if you write add function, right, you have to write actually. I mean, uh, if you are writing the function, you know what it does actually. But if someone else is going through that code, if they don't understand, like, uh, I mean, if you don't write the docstring actually, then it will take more time to understand actually that functionality. So always best practice is to write the docstring. I'll tell you how to write it. Okay, and function definitely has the body. That means your logic actually, whatever you wanted to implement, that you have to write within that function, and it may return. Function may or may not return the value. That is optional actually. Okay. Okay. Now, by keeping these points in mind, uh, we need to understand first actually the syntax. So that after that, I'll try to write it the function, basic function. Okay. Consider this is my max function, guys. Def max of a comma b. This a and b, we call it as a parameters. Def is a keyword actually. For every function creation, actually, you have to use the keyword def. Def is a keyword. Okay, def, that function name, we need to write it, whatever you want. Max number or data read or whatever you want. Clean the column names, clean column name, like that, whatever you want, you can write it. Okay, and we have to open the bracket and close the bracket. But these parameters are optional actually. These parameters are optional. It's not mandatory to write the parameters here. Some people, they call it as a formal parameters. Both are same only. Parameters are formal parameters. Both are same only. Okay. Now, so this is what, okay. So what it does actually, what this function does actually, it identifies the maximum number between two values or two numbers, max of two numbers. So if you write anything with triple single quotes or triple double quotes, that will become actually a docstring. So within triple single quotes or triple double quotes, you have to write whatever you want. I mean, the functionality, you have to describe it. You have to describe the functionality. Okay, this function takes so and so argument. This function reads the data from CSV files. This function loads the data into target respect to target tables. Like that, you can write whatever. You can write even story as well, no problem. Nobody will stop you. Okay. So this is your function logic actually. Whatever you're writing inside that one, this is your function logic. Okay. Now, yeah, these are all the terminologies we have in function. Okay. So this is I can say this is the body of the function, or logic of the function, whatever you call it in any way. Okay. Now once it is created, okay, once you execute this particular piece of code, right? Backend the function definition will be created. The function definition is just created. That's it. Now you have to call that function. You have to call that function. Then only it will get executed in the backend. Okay. Now how to call that one? Since I wrote here return statement, I'll tell you that the meaning of this return and what happens if you don't write return, and I'll talk about that one. So since I've mentioned here return, so I'm just I'm just equating this function definition to the to a variable x equal to max of 6 comma 4. So this is the function that I've defined here. That is the function name. Okay. These two are the arguments. Whatever you are passing here, these two are called as arguments. Now, what happened in the backend is this 6 will be mapped to the A, this 4 will be mapped to the B. 6 will be mapped to the A, so 4 will be mapped to the B here. And it will try to perform accordingly. The logic, whatever you're writing, according to that logic, it will be executed. Okay, this is your function calling, I can say. This is your function definition, I can say. Clear with this?
Yes, Shiva, one doubt. Max is a method, right? It's not I mean, no?
Yeah, only keywords we are not supposed to use, right?
Okay.
But we can use the function predefined function names also.
Okay.
Okay, only keywords we are not supposed to use. That's it. Okay, so for I am moving on here. I'll just try to create a simple function, addition operation function here, and try to understand how I'm doing it. Okay, so every function definition starts with a keyword called def. Okay, so add operation. I'm simply taking. You can write anything function name. I told you already. This one, right? When I was explaining about the identifiers, I've told you some rules, right?
Yes.
I told you some rules, right?
Yeah.
What are the rules I told you?
Should not have-
Identifiers must start with the alphabet. Identifier should not start with any numbers. It can start with underscore also. It can
Yeah.
contain numbers also. We are not supposed to use any special symbols. That is what I mentioned right already. Same
Okay.
concept is applicable here also. This is nothing but your indirectly an identifier only. Identifier of a function. It's an identifier. Okay. Now, since I wanted to add two numbers here, you can take anything. X comma Y also you can take it, no problem here. Or A comma B also you can take. Anything you can take it, no problem. Okay. Now R equal to what I'm writing is X plus Y. Okay. Now I wanted to print actually this one. So print of uh, sum of given numbers. Sum of given numbers is, you can write R within curly brackets. We need to write R. Then only it will consider as actually. Since you mentioned curly brackets here, what we need to mention here?
Yes.
F single quotes we need to mention here. Always try to write like this case. Okay. Now let me try to execute this one here. Now I executed it. Did it return anything? Did it give any output to me?
No.
No. No. Now we have to call this particular function. Just it got created. That's it. It just got created. That's it. Now we have to call it. Okay. Now what I'm trying to do is, yeah, okay, sorry, add OP of. Now what I'm doing is 1 comma 5 I'm giving here. Now what happens? I'm not equating this one to, I'm not taking any variable. See, anything. Sum of given number is actually 5 plus 1 is 6, right? 6 I got output. Now tell me, what is this def here?
Keyword.
Keyword. What is this add up?
Function.
Function
Function name.
name. What is this x comma y?
Arguments.
Formal parameters.
Formal parameter.
Parameters. Okay. These two are parameters. These two are arguments. Some people, they call it as these two are also arguments. But technically, I can say, I mean, you can still call it, but more precisely, if you want to call these things, right? Formal parameters are parameters. Okay. While calling the function, whatever the numbers you're passing or whatever the inputs you're passing, those we call it as a arguments. Okay. So what is this R equal to X plus Y? Body of the function. Body of the function. Okay. What is this one? Add operation of 1 comma 5.
Calling function.
Calling the function. Okay. Now I'll try to modify my function definition little bit. Little bit. That's it. Okay. I'll simply take out this one. Mostly we don't write the print statement here. Oh, I mean, that's up to you. It depends on your requirement, I can say. Again. So I'll simply use one keyword, small keyword return here. Return R. Okay, what I'm trying to do here is, once it is calculated, okay, I just wanted to return it. Okay, so again, I have to recreate this one because I'm just trying to modify this function definition, right? I have to modify, I have to re-execute that. Yeah, I executed that. Now I wanted to call this one actually. Now, did it return anything here? Yes, it has returned this one. Okay, but generally, in the real time, if it is giving simply output like this, what is the use of that one? So always we need to store the output in a variable. So that variable I'm taking, let's say a equal to. Now print that variable. Okay. So print of a I'm taking here. Now see what is that output? What is the value? 6. What I wanted to tell you here is conclusion point. whenever you take a return here, it's always better to assign this function calling to a variable, so that the value will be assigned to you this variable, and you can use it later, that one, whenever you want it. Clear? Clear?
Yes, sure.
Guys, one more thing I wanted to tell you. Without parameters also, you can write it. Let's say I wanted to add only, let's say, 5 plus 6, right? Let's say I can define like this also. Okay. A equal to like 5 I'm taking here, and B equal to 6 I'm taking here. Okay. C equal to A plus B I'm taking here. Oh, sorry. Everything, it has to come in a single line. Uh-huh. This. I can write even like this also. Spacing is also very important. Indentation is very important here in Python. Okay, so I can write like this also. I wanted to return actually. See, now what is this one? The function am I defining without this one? Return C. I just wanted to call this one. Oh, sorry. What happened here? A equal to 5, B equal to 6. The function definition is over. Add operation, I'm just trying to say, oh, sorry. We are not supposed to have these numbers, right? Correct? Arguments we are not supposed to pass, right? Because we did not define any parameters here. That is the reason I'm not supposed to take that one. Now let me try to take this one. See, what is the output you're getting? 11. See, but this is not a good practice, right? If at all, if you want to add 10, 20 now, how do you add it? You will write one more function here, like this. No. So instead of writing like this always, this A and B, you try to mention here itself. Any variable you can take it here. Okay, always you try to return that value. Now see, this one I'm taking here. Now pass whatever the value that you want. Let's say 10 comma 20 I'm taking here. So arguments always you need to separate by with comma. Okay, now let me try to execute. See this one. Now I wanted to return A and B values also. A and B values also. How do you write it? How do you return it actually? Can I take like A
can,
comma B comma C? Can I return like this? Can I write like this first of all? Tell me. Can I?
I guess yes. Can we?
Okay, we can write it. Okay, now simply try to execute this one. See what you're getting here actually. So what is this 10? First
Okay.
argument, right? What is this 20?
Second argument.
What is this 30? Result.
Sum of
After performing some logic, actually, we got this output. Now A comma B comma C returned in the same order. Now, how it is returning actually in what format? What is this data type?
which, sorry,
Uh,
Tuple.
tuple.
Tuple. Tuple. If you are returning multiple values, you'll get output always in a tuple format. This is very, very, very important one. Okay. Now, how we can capture that now? Tuple packing and unpacking, I told you, right? Come on, help me. Can I take like this? X comma Y? Okay, Z also we need. Okay, see guys, I can take, can it, okay, so okay, let me try to first execute this one and later I'll tell you the other thing. Can I write like this? Now, whatever the output it is returning, right, you will get it in tuple format. The tuple values actually I'm assigning it to 3 different variables. Can I do like this? And I'm printing that one simply. Now execute this one. See, 10, 20, 30. Or if at all, if you want to print it separately here, you can print it, no problem here. That is also okay. So print of X, okay. Print of Y, print of Z. Y also I have to replace here. Z also I'm trying to replace here. Now see, 10, 20, 30. I'm getting it properly.
But still it is storing in tuple, no, right?
Sorry, which one?
Still it is storing in a tuple.
Single value is storing it into tuple. That's what you're trying to say?
Yeah, yeah.
No, 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 no,
No,
no, no.
right?
If you're returning a single value directly, we can assign it to a single
Variable.
variable directly. Okay, if it is returning multiple values, then you'll get output directly in a tuple format. Okay, clear? Guys, I'm telling you, like we will use these concepts actually in real time, definitely. Because see, what I wanted to do, let's say I'm trying to, I'm creating a, let's say I'm trying to create a function called load data. That function actually takes the file name as an input, table name as an output. Sorry, table name is one more input. Okay, read that file using Spark methods, predefined APIs, and load that into target table. After that, I wanted to perform actually source count and target count because I wanted to validate actually whether they're same or not. Whatever the data we have in the file, whether that got loaded into target table properly or not, I wanted to uh, check that. So for that, after performing that load, actually, I'll take the count from the file, I'll take the count from the table, I'll simply return that here, source count, comma, target count. Then I'll assign it like this here, and I'll use them like in my logic wherever I want. Did you get my point?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, now since I've taken here AB as a formal parameter, C is a result here, I'm returning ABC here. Can I take A comma B comma C here? Okay, sorry, A I'm taking here. Sorry, one second. B I'm taking here and C I'm taking here. Can I take like this? Can I? Will I get output? Or since ABC are conflicting here, it will say that okay, ABC you variables you are already using in the function definition, don't use that. Will it give that error?
I
No.
guess so.
No. Still you'll get. See, in the function definition, whatever the parameters you are taking, that is nowhere related with the variables that you are taking here. You can take the same values again, no problem at all. This scope is different, this is different completely. Do not think that okay, whatever the variable names, sorry, whatever the parameter names we have used, we are not supposed to use it in the function while calling the function. No, it's not like that. Hmm? Fine. Okay, I'll show you one real-time function also. Don't worry. I've taken that. I'll try to explain that. See, ultimately, what did I explain is I've explained you how to write a function. Okay, and what return does. That's what I explained so far. Anything difficult so far? Nothing. Okay, moving on. Uh, yeah, this is what I was talking. Function definition with arguments, parameters or arguments, whatever you call it. Without arguments or without parameters is this one. You can write any number of lines inside the function definition. Okay. Uh, that is one thing. And yeah, this is what I was telling you. A keyword name, parameters are arguments. Some people call it as a parameter, some people call it as arguments. Anything is okay. So this is the doc string, I can say. This is the body, and this is the function calling. Okay. Next, moving on. Okay, so we'll try to like see some of the functions. Um, I can say regularly used functions. I can say not regularly used in the sense like whatever the logics we were trying to do right yesterday, the factorial of a number or max of two numbers or less. I think we found actually the even numbers between a range. If at all, if you want to do that activity, right, you can achieve the same thing with the help of functions as well. Let's say if you want to check whether a given number is even number or not. Okay, so this is the function definition I can say. Okay, so define is even is the function name. It will take. I mean, my point is actually given number is even number or not. That's it. I wanted to check. I don't want to display that values in a given range. I just wanted to say whether the given number is even number or not. So for that, I'm just taking one parameter here. Okay. And after that, I'm writing a docs thing here. Inside the even return I%. Directly, you can write the logic after the written statement also. That is also fine. Absolutely fine. You don't need to write this logic in between and assign to that variable and use that variable here. You don't need to do like that. Directly, that function logic you can write after written statement. That expressions you can write, no problem at all. This is short way of writing.
Is this expression returns value or true or false?
It can be anything, depends on your requirement, right? So for now, it will return actually true or false. Because this is a condition, right? Condition always returns true or false, right?
Yeah. So if
So
I want to return a value, I need to assign it.
assign it, correct. Exactly.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you can think it that way for now. Okay.
Sure. Here we are not calling this function, right? Is even.
We are not calling it. We are just defining this one. We have to call it
Okay.
actually. If you want me to write this one, okay, let me write it quickly. It won't take much time. Define is underscore even. I'm just taking a here. Now tell me colon, hit enter, return directly. You can write it a percentile to equal to 0. Okay. Then come out of this one, execute this. Okay. Take one more cell here, call this function. Okay. So is underscore even of, let's say I'm giving passing 10 as an input. Execute this one. See what it is returning? True.
So,
That's it. Have to
so
call
easily
definitely.
to call the function, we don't need to write any call specific command. Directly, if you write that function name, it will call, right?
Correct. Exec or call, those keywords are not required. Okay.
Okay. Usually in other languages, we will call or define with a call or return the function name.
Yeah. In Snowflake, I remember like the procedures actually we need to use the keyword call, CALL.
Yeah.
Okay, in some SQL languages, exec, in Oracle, we use that exec, execute, that package
You can,
name or this one procedure name. Okay,
but
so
in
we don't have any such kind of like keywords here. Okay, yeah, I'm good with this. Moving on. So there are some predefined functions are there, guys, actually in Python. Whatever the max function, min function, len function, len function, length function, len function, all those functions are actually predefined functions. Language, they're defined within the language, I can say. Okay, so these are all the I mean some of the functions. I'm not saying these are only the functions we have in Python. No, I'm not saying that. So there are a lot of functions are there. Some of them are mentioned here. Okay, ABS is absolute value. All is nothing but it will return all. Like any means any one of the value it will take. Like bin means binary, bool is it will check whether given value is bool or not. It will try to convert into bool. Okay, so float also we know, list function also we know, length also we know, range function also we know, Power also we know. Power means like this one square we are taking it. That one. Min also we know. And float, filter I'll tell you. Evaluate I'll tell you. Sorted we know already. GIF function also we know already. Tuple also we know already. Type also we know already. These are all predefined functions. Okay, input also we have seen, right? It takes the input from the keyboard. Okay, is instance also we know. So all these are some of the predefined functions also. So the people who like started this Python language, right? Who invented that Python language, right? They wrote some code in the backend and they just defined these functions. That is the reason why length of some L1, if I take list one, then it is giving, it is calculating actually the number of elements in that list and it is giving output that. Okay. Clear with this?
One doubt, sure.
Oh,
Same,
yeah.
take an example this year, already built-in functions, right? So again, we can use with the name and we'll create our own function.
Yeah, we can create our own. That's what we are doing, right?
Yeah,
See,
that's what.
if existing functions are not satisfying our requirement, then go ahead and create your own functions,
With the same
custom
name.
functions. Same name we are not supposed to use, of course.
Now here max is there, right? We have used max with one function, right?
Okay, let me try that one. Since you asked that one, let me give a try that. Okay.
No, we have already used it, right? Max something.
No, I don't think so. I've used it. Okay, I'll try to use that one. Okay, no worries. Max of A comma B I'm taking here. Now let's say colon. It will, okay, let me check that one. So if A greater than B, then colon return A. Okay, hit enter here. Else, okay, in the else block, return, let's say B I'm taking. So this is function definition. Now I'm just creating that one and I'm creating one more cell here and call that function max of, let me take here 10 comma 20. Okay, let me execute this one. Yeah, it is overwriting that one. You can take it.
Okay.
If you want more clarity on that one, I can give you tomorrow.
No, that's fine. Just
Yeah. Okay. Mm. Yeah. Okay. So I think yesterday we have seen the factorial of a number, right? Now, how do we achieve that with the help of functions? Come on, you guys have to help me here.
define function
Uh-huh.
factor.
Mm-hmm.
And you can
Okay. I'll start writing it, whatever you say. Uh-huh. Def, let's say fact of
fact
I'm taking. Okay. Factorial will take only one
one number.
parameter, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I take n here?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Colon. Mm.
Um, okay. Can we use for loop here, right?
Mm. Sorry.
Loop we can use, right? For loop.
Yeah. Inside the definition, function definition, you can write whatever you want. Loops you can write, conditional statements you can write, predefined functions you can use, whatever you want. Anything you can write within the function definition. Mm. Come on. Mm. So yesterday we have taken one variable fact
Where
equal to one,
fact
right?
equal.
Now fact equal to fact into fact into uh,
We have to put the
mm. So since we have to take this some number here, now we have to take what loop
int
right here for I, sorry, for I in a
range.
range of that
1 to 1.
N.
n whatever you're passing, right? That
Yes.
till that number. So I'm taking here n plus 1. Can I?
Yes.
Can I? Okay. So
Yes.
since range starts actually with 0, since this is multiplication, I have to take the start value as 1 here. Can I? Take like this?
One. Yes. 1 for 1.
Now, since it is I, now since this is in for loop, actually hit enter. Your fact has to start in that line. Okay. Oh no, this is the one. Now, once this factorial calculation is done, now I wanted to return that value actually. You can return directly in the for loop. I mean, if you write directly in the for loop, actually, it will return that looped values. Now, I wanted to come out of this loop and return that value. So, what do you want to return actually here? So, fact. That's it. Now, execute this one function definition. Now, clearly call this. Okay, so let's say f equal to I'm taking here. Okay, what is that function name? So fact number of, let's say I'm trying to take here 5. Okay, now I have to print that f, right? So print of f I'm taking here. Execute this one. See 120 I'm getting. This is what the answer we got yesterday also, right? 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Okay. Okay. Moving on. Yeah, this is what I was telling you. Okay, if you want to handle these edge cases, you can handle it, guys, within the function definition. The edge case is actually, what if user enters actually 0? What if the user enters 0? That's what I'm trying to. Factorial of 0 is 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to handle such edge cases, you can handle it, no problem at all. If n equal to 0, I wanted to return straightforward 1 only. Else I have to calculate that. Or you can take like the return n into factorial of n minus 1. What is this one? We call it as actually, even in there also, in Snowflake also, I told you this one. What do we call this? A recursive calling of a function. Recursive calling. Even this concept also I used in my real time. Okay, so I'll tell you the use case also. So we are getting actually one JSON file from source team. Okay. In the JSON file, we have like parents actually at the high level. Every parent has its own children. Okay, that children again will be having actually children again. Parent, children, grandchildren, and their children again like that. We have 6 levels like that. I have to handle that logic actually. For that, actually, I use this recursive logic. Okay, you need to understand that recursion as well. You can handle, you can write like this also. See, in simple way, if you want to write it, you can write it. Or like whatever we have written, this is also correct on. This is also okay. Sorry. Okay, so moving on to the next one. Yeah, you can call the one more function. A function can call another function, guys. Function can call another function. That's what I wanted to tell you here. So define, repeat my print. My print is a function which I've defined it outside. You can call this particular function within the function definition. Okay, that is also possible. These are all simple things only, but I'm just telling you at high level. Okay. So I told you, right, between the parameter difference between the parameter and argument. Arguments are nothing but actual values that you're passing to the function. Parameters are nothing but the variables that you're that are taking actually the argument values, I can say. I mean, some people they call it as same only. No problem with that. Yeah. Now the next damn important topic we are getting into, that is types of arguments we need to understand, or parameters, I can say. Okay. Yeah. So far so good. Any questions before I move on to this topic? Anything that you wanted to test it here?
Yeah, ఒక్క క్వశ్చన్. ఇప్పుడు
Mhm.
పారామీటర్ అంటే వేరియబుల్ లాగా ఉంటుంది, సో వీ కెన్ పాస్ ఆన్ ఎనీ వాల్యూ. అదే ఆర్గ్యూ రెండు తేడా నాకు క్లారిటీ రాల ఆ రెండింటి మధ్య.
I mean, while in the function definition, whatever the variables you are writing, that one we call it as a parameter. In the function calling, whatever the values you're passing, that one we call it as a arguments. One is at the function definition level,
ఒకటి
one is at the
calling
calling
ఒకటి.
level.
గుడ్.
Okay. Moving on, guys. Very important one. Please try to put your 100% focus on this topic, because this is regularly used concept actually in real time. So based on how we are passing the arguments to the function, how we are passing arguments to the function, based on that actually we have different types of arguments or parameters actually. First one is positional arguments, default arguments, keyword arguments, variable length arguments, keyword variable length arguments. Mostly we will use first three only. In some cases we use this one also. In my experience, I mean with my experience, to be frank, I never used this last one. Okay, we'll see one by one what exactly mean by the positional arguments or default argument, keyword argument, variable length arguments. Okay, so let me jump on to the first one. Okay, this is the first like variation, I can say. Okay, that is positional arguments. Okay, we'll create function like this: def function name, parameter 1, parameter 2, any number of parameters you can pass, no problem. Okay, and whatever the logic you wanted to write it, you can write it here. Okay, it performs some logic here, and after that, while calling actually, we are passing the arguments like this: argument 1, argument 2, argument 3, argument 4, like that. Okay, what will happen when you call this function? What will happen here? This argument 1 will be mapped to the parameter 1 or not? This argument 2 will be mapped to the parameter 2 or not? This argument n is mapped to the parameter n or not? It has to go in the same order actually. It has to go in the same order. Positional. See, the meaning of this one is positional. So, first position, whatever you're defining, in the first position while passing here, whatever you're defining, first position to first position. Second position to second position, it will be mapped. Third position to third position, it will be mapped in the backend. Okay, whatever the order you're mentioning here, in the same order it will take it while calling that function. Okay, let me tell you here. Order is also important. I'll tell you why that is important here. Okay, let me clear my drawing, all my drawings, close this one. Let me create a function here. Let's say I'm just trying to create a subtract function. Okay, come on, help me with two numbers only. Come on, help me here. Define. Okay, subtract. So it takes actually two parameters as an input, a comma b. Now colon. What we have to do now? C equal to a minus b. I'm taking here. Okay.
Directly we can write return a minus b, right?
Yeah. No problem at all. No problem at all. You can write like this. Return A minus B also we can write it here. No problem at all. That is also okay directly without even writing the C. Okay. Now let me execute this one. Let me call this function. Okay. How do we call this one? Let me try to say result equal to what is that function name? Subtract, right? Subtract of now see what happens here. I am trying to take 10 comma 20 here. Now what is that value that it has to print here? Print of result I'm taking here. That's it. Now let me execute this one. 10 minus 20. What you're getting? Or I can pass, let's say, I'm trying to pass actually 20 here and 10 here. Okay, now what happens here? What is that output you're getting? 10. What is happening here? 20 is mapping to A or not? 10 is mapping to B or not? See, I wanted to prove that actually, if this is mapping to B, if 20 is mapping to B, 10 is mapping to A, you execute this command 100 times actually, you'll get 10 only. You will not get minus 10. Why? Because based on the position, it is taking the arguments. First position to first position, second position to second position, third position to third position, nth position to nth position. Clear? So my intention is to pass 20 and 10 only, but unfortunately, by mistake, actually, I passed here 10 comma 20. What is happening here? The result is getting changed or not? Will it? My Python understands. Okay, by mistake, this guy passed actually 10 in the place of A, 20 to the B. Will it adjust in the backend? No, no, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. So whatever the order you're mentioning, that's blindly it will take in the same order. Okay, so the key point that I wanted to tell you here is, okay, the order is actually very important in these positional arguments. Okay, so this is ideal for small functions. I don't prefer to use this one in real time actually. I always go with the keyword arguments actually. I'll talk about that one also, don't worry. Okay, so if an argument type is not specified actually, if an argument type is not specified, Python assumes it as a positional argument only. By default, it takes actually positional arguments. So this is ideal for small functions where parameter order is intuitive. Yes, order is always matter here. So swapping arguments can lead to unexpected results. That's what we got now. Instead of getting 10, we got minus 10. Why did we get that one? Because we swapped the values. Okay, and let's say one more thing. Let's say I'm passing only one value here. Then will it take it? Will it take it? Let me execute this one. See what is happening. It is clearly saying that, boss, this function is actually taking two positional arguments and you have given only one. It is missing B because first one is pointing to A only, right? Since since you're not passing the second value, it is considering B is missing here. Clear? So this is the positional arguments. You cannot skip it. You have to, how many number of parameters are there in the function definition? You have to pass the function calling those many number of arguments. Are we good? See, in the addition operation, actually, you exchange the swap the values, no problem. But in the subtraction, you'll see the difference. The division, you'll see the difference. Because in addition, a plus b equal to b plus c. That is the reason why like we don't get unexpected results. But in the case of other operators, actually like this one, subtraction and the powers and other things are there. So in that case, you will get that unexpected results actually. Okay, so this is first type. Okay, we'll move on to the second one actually. Default arguments. This is the second type, guys. Default arguments. Hmm. In the default arguments, the syntax is like this. Okay, function name, define, def keyword, function name, parameter 1, parameter 2, okay, comma, and so on, parameter n minus 1. Sorry, n minus 1 equal to value 1. Okay, comma, parameter n, this is n minus 1 value. Okay, this is nth value equal to value 2. So what we are trying to do here is, these are all the positional arguments, I can say. All these are positional arguments. For some of the parameters, I'm just trying to declare some default value. Okay, let me tell you one example here. Okay, this example only I'll try to take it. Okay, so copy this one. I'll try to execute this one here. Now, what is my function definition here? What is my function definition? Define greet name. What I'm taking, this is one of the parameter actually. Message equal to hello I'm taking here. Okay, what I wanted to print actually in the function logic actually I wanted to print something here. Message comma print and exclamatory mark. I wanted to print it here. Okay, so let me create this function and I'll try to call this function actually. Okay, how to call this function? Greet of. So what I'll do is I'll just pass Shiva here. Since this is string, we need to pass it in single quotes or double quotes or triple single quotes or triple double quotes. Okay, now I'm just trying to call this one. What is printing here? Hello Shiva. See, I know there are two parameters are there here, but while calling the function, I passed only one, which is mandatory one. What happened to the second one actually? Second one, since you did not pass anything here, by default, it took actually hello is hello. The value by default it is taking as hello here. That is the reason why message is printing as hello first and name it is printing as Shiva next. Let's say I wanted to override that one. I don't want to print hello here. I wanted to override that one. Okay. So what I wanted to do is, let's say, good morning. This is what I wanted to write it. What happened in this case? Will it overwrite or will it still take the hello here? See here, what is happening here? Good morning, Shiva. What is happening here? If you don't pass the second argument here, since you are defaulting that value to the hello, it will take it if you don't pass it. If you're passing something right, then it will override with that. Okay, let me tell you one real-time example. By default, will take load type as incremental. If you pass explicitly that load type as full load, then only we'll truncate the table and we do a lot of things. Otherwise, by default, it will go to the incremental logic. Getting my point?
Yeah, sure.
Now tell me what is the difference between the positional arguments and the default argument. Default means we are defaulting the argument parameter value to something. If you don't pass something, by default, it will take that value. That's it. That's why we call it as a default arguments or parameters. Now, in this case, can I take here? Can I take here? Like this? Can I take like this?
No.
But my intention is actually to print good morning Shiva only. But if I take like this, my Python will understand. Python will understand.
No, sir.
No, right? So the rule is actually, let me talk about the rules here. Okay. So default values reduce the errors. When I say reduce the errors, if you don't pass corresponding value, then by default it takes the defaulted value. Okay. If an argument is not provided, Python automatically assigns the default value. Okay. Must be placed. The rule is actually the default. The default arguments, whatever we have to place them only after the positional arguments. Positional arguments. You have to place them after positional arguments. That's the rule. And can be overridden. We have seen, right? The default value is hello, and we have overridden with the good morning. Okay. So that is what I wanted to tell you here. So note that default argument must be specified after the non-default default arguments in the function definition. This is because the arguments are assigned values based on their position. And Python needs to be able to match up the positional arguments with their corresponding parameters correctly. Did you get this? So I think I have different examples here. I'll try to talk about that one. Let's say, now we'll see, we'll play with this one. Try to cooperate with me here. So my function name is student information. First name I'm passing here. Last name I'm taking here. By default, last name I'm defaulting it to Smith. Grade equal to 5th. If you don't pass any grade, by default, it takes the 5th grade. Okay. Now print off first name, last name, studies in so and so grade. That's what I wanted to print it actually. Now in the first case, if I take only one argument here, what happens here? Only one argument. What it is going to give output? What is that output you're expecting? Will it say, hey, you did not pass the enough arguments?
No.
No. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Default also it will.
Default also it will consider. Okay. Since you're not passing this one, John will be mapped to what? First name automatically, right?
Yeah.
Position to position it will match, right? First one will be
Yeah.
matched to the first one only. Okay. Now, last name, since you're not mentioning, John Smith studies in 5th grade. That's what the output you're getting. That's what the output you'll get, definitely. Now, the second function call actually, what you're passing here? First name you're passing, last name also you're passing here. John D.
So Smith will override to T.
Smith will be overridden by D actually. But still it will take the grade as 5th only.
5th only, yes.
Okay. In the third call actually,
Overridden all.
one second, yes. Yeah, sorry guys. So in the third call actually, what happens? Since it will override the second parameter and the third parameter also. Correct? Now what is that output you'll expect actually? So Tom Brown studies in 6th grade. That's it. Okay. So what about this example? I wanted to create a function called this one. Power function I wanted to create. Base I'm taking here. 2 square, 2 cube, 2 power 4, whatever you want, you can generate that. Let's say base I'm taking, exponent by default I'm taking 2 only. Exponent value square, I mean,
X square.
square value, I mean, exponent value I'm taking by default 2 here. Okay. Now, if I pass only power of 3, what you'll get actually? 3 square. Okay. What if I pass power of 2 comma 3? 2 will go to the base actually. 2
And
power
3 will be the power. 3 will be the
3
exponent.
will become the exponent actually.
Okay.
Okay. Because we are overwriting this value right here. That is the reason why. Okay. So if you say that in the function, okay, let me try to play with this one. If you try to create this particular function like this. Okay, if you try to create like this, it is getting created. When you call this function definition, happily you can call this one. You're getting the output also here properly. Let me execute this. Power of 3. Now see 9 we are getting because 3 square is nothing but 9 only, right? Now, what if I can I define the function like this? Can I define the function like this?
No, sir. Default should be defined after one non-default.
Exactly. This is the rule I was talking actually. See, clearly it is giving. Clearly it is giving. Non-default argument follows the default argument. Clearly it is saying. The error message is also straightforward here. Okay, so we always have to mention actually like this. Okay, so this is about the default arguments. So tomorrow I'll talk about the other 3 types. Out of 3 types, only 2 types are very important. Last type is not that important, but still we need to understand that actually. Okay, so we'll see that one tomorrow. Yeah, so that's all for today from my end. Any questions, anything that you wanted to play here?
We can give multiple arguments, right? In there.
Yeah, any number of arguments you can take in the function definition. No limit on that. In one of the function in real time, I was passing almost 20 parameters, 20 arguments. Table name, database name, schema name, table name, file extension, blah, blah, blah. N number of things are there. Load type.
One question. There are multiple built-in functions, right? So if I directly call the function, will I get a result or do I need to define it again?
No. You will get directly, right? Okay, let's say,
Let's
since you
say,
asked that question,
yeah.
L1 I'm taking here, L1 equal to, within square brackets, I'm just taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say, 10, 12 I'm taking. Like this I'm taking. Okay.
So I need
Now,
max from the list.
exactly. So, max of L1 I'm taking here. Then you're getting output direct. Oh, sorry. Max of 11 I'm taking here. Max of L1 I'm taking. Hey, what is that? Oh, max function I overwritten right here. That is the reason why it is doing like that. What I will do is I'll just try to restart this one so that it will take the default value, default function actually, because I overwritten right here. That is the reason why. Okay, now I think it restarted. Now see, the max is actually 12.
Use min.
Yeah, min also it will work. Min also it will work. Min is 1. Or if at all, if you want to use a length function, you can use, see here, 8 elements are there in that list.
Why it's previously not worked?
Because we created already max function, right? That max function actually takes 2 arguments, right? Two parameters, right?
Okay.
But we are
Oh.
passing only one right here. So the built-in function is overwritten by the custom function that I've created.
Suppose if there is no list, I just calling max of 5 comma 8, then it will get the result
Now
like
it will throw error because I've restarted the kernel, right? Back and the function definition would have erased. That is gone.
okay, no,
Let's
there
say
is
5
no
comma
more.
8 if I take here. Okay. Let me remove this one. I have to take here max of 5 comma 8. Let me execute this. Oh, 8 we are getting. Function definition is still there.
No.
Oh, this
This,
is
this is
normal
current
function
one,
only.
right?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Normal function only, actually. Yeah. Correct. Normal function. If it, see, try to create that max function with 3 numbers and try to play with that one. In that way, you'll get it. Okay.
So we can give n number of arguments, we still get it, right?
Yeah. Correct.
Okay.
This is Python defined max function, the current
It's a
device
predefined
using.
one, right? 10 we are getting. But you don't know how many numbers you'll pass, right? Based on that, they're handling. That is what I'm going to explain tomorrow. That is what we call it as a keyword arguments or variable length arguments, I can say. Variable length and keyword are variable length arguments.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Yeah. If no questions, we can wind up.
Error